Okay, need to get 2 or 3 things out of the way first off. I have tremendous respect for the police. I think they do just a fabulous job that I could not do. I love Quebecers. I lived in their province for 15 years, and their joie de vie is par excellence and bar none. They're just beautiful people. The problem with my story is there's a little bit of politics in this because it happened around the referendum time when the Quebecers were trying to leave Canada, and I was living in Quebec, and the police came into it because I had not changed my driver's license or my insurance or the other important documents over to the Quebec side, and I was still driving around with Ontario plates on. So in Quebec, before a referendum, if you have Ontario plates on your car, you might as well just paint a bullseye on the trunk and wait for them to pull you over. So there I was doing this, living in their province, paying no taxes, and the police in the Gatineau, because it's countryside, they get to know everybody because there's only 2 ways you can go up and down a river, and that's the roads that are on either side. So all the police have to do is sit there, and they get to see everybody going by to work every day. So they saw my Ontario plates, and they pulled me over once, and I didn't have any of my documentation was changed. So it turned out it was $600 fine each time they pulled me over. And I thought, this is crazy. So it happened 2 or 3 times. I got indignant in my official language, and I said to them, officers, if you could convince me that I'm not going to wake up in another country tomorrow, or worse, the 51st state of America, or just alone, if you people finally decide that you're going to stay within Canada, I will change all my documentation over instantly. And well, all that did was like waving a red flag in front of the bulls. They were just, you're done now. So I said, start driving around. This was about 6 months before the referendum. They pulled me over 4 more times. So I was up to about $4,000 by the time they actually had, the referendum had stopped, and they had lost, so we weren't the same kind of a target anymore. However, the problem was they didn't like me personally. This had now become an issue of like it's him again, and I thought, I gotta stop the hemorrhaging. I refused to buy a new car because cars in Quebec last about 20 minutes because of the salt. And I thought to myself, how can I change what needs to be changed here in order to become invisible to the police? Well, it dawned on me that perhaps if I painted my car a different color, that would be the first thing to do. So I got out a roller and I painted my car. And the funny thing was, when you got to be about 50 or 60 feet away from the car, it looked like it was made out of terry cloth because it was all kind of fuzzy, which was a really interesting effect in itself. And I thought it was kind of cool to be driving around in that. Anyway, the other thing I did was I changed my license plate because in Quebec, license plates, they don't have stickers or anything. You get a plate, that's it for life. And there's only one, you put it on the back, and if you get pulled over and you don't have insurance or anything else, then you're in trouble. But the point is, there's no visible thing for them to pull you over because it's just the plate. It gets older and older and older and finally falls off. So the key is find one that's fallen off. Because if you steal a plate, that's against the law. If you find one and put it on your car, that's okay. So this is what I did. So I changed the plate. It was now a Quebec plate. And in Ontario, they didn't care anyway. So I was driving around, back and forth over the border. But the neat thing was that I sat there and said to myself, I got to give them one more dodge, one more obfuscation so that they can't find me. So what I did was, and this is where